every year I look forward to Gary Keller's vision speech and his state of the company speech. It's typically when just about every agent that's there, 18 to 20,000 agents are in the room, and they're listening to Gary Keller talk about the state of the company and where he sees the market going in the future.
I'm always really excited to watch Gary Keller's vision speech and the state of the company, strictly because going forward, there's a lot of topics this year that are going to be helpful in the breakout sessions. But the one thing that I really, really look forward to is being that our industry is rapidly evolving with iBuyers jumping into the market, as well as lending restrictions, lower interest rates, as well as the real estate market being at a peak. It's going to be really interesting to not really, there's one topic I want to hear. I want to hear what the strategies are of kind of dealing with the market as things are going to evolve rather rapidly, as well as our inventory crunch and seeing what other agents across the country, as well as the globe, are doing to generate more listing inventory.
I think hearing all the hype about everything that it had to offer and being a new agent, it piqued my interest in what I wanted to go and actually learn from some of these people in the industry that were doing and bigger and better things. So as far as me going again, I think as time goes on, we tend to get lazy and we tend to think that we're doing things the right way, but going to this event such as Family Reunion, it just really reiterates everything, and it causes you to think bigger or think differently in different terms.
Family Reunion is a good use of my time, strictly because there are plenty of ways to do business selling real estate, and taking a little foot off the gas just for a little bit of time kind of gives you kind of a refresher as to what others are doing, because our industry is changing so quickly. What worked today isn't always going to work tomorrow. So learning how to fish different ponds and learning what's going to work and what's not is really why it's worth my time to go. As well as you meet and greet with people normally when you're there physically and kind of get to know people and see what others are doing and make referral connections. But at the same sense, just really diving into different strategies, different implementations, different styles of doing business, kind of opens your mind for you to see how else you can generate more business for your business.
In the past, when you go in person, the ticket to the event is $799. So being that we are going through the state of the world that we are in today, it is now $80. Everything is virtual, so it's at a pretty steep discount, and you still get to see and hear all the great things that Gary Keller has to bring.
And then you also have the you were saving a ton of money on flight and hotel and food and travel
absolutely.
expenses. I mean, a hotel room for the week's usually about $800 for 3-4 days, and then because you're right in the downtown city areas, and then you're saving money on your flights, which could, depending if you book last minute, which most of us end up doing because we're realtors, that's an expensive endeavor each time around. So typically, I'd say the cost per person was right around $3,000 for $80, and to sit on my couch in my sweatpants is kind of great. It was definitely worth the investment because, one, for me, it made me think bigger. Which you'll probably hear a lot of agents say over and over again. You think bigger, think differently, and in the same breath, if you are expanding a team or doing anything in that sense, not many people are exposed to this kind of way of doing business or all these different options. And pouring that kind of energy into the people that are going to support you, such as Al. I used to front his tickets so he could go, and that was tremendously expensive. So for $80, I wish I could get the last 4 years that he went back and refund the difference that we spent. So definitely a huge cost savings for a lot of value added to your business.
And then when you look at someone such as myself, when you look at the amount of money that people do spend on education, going to school, going to different things, for you to spend $2,000-3,000 on yourself, to not have an income potential. You don't have a ceiling on what you can make. So for you to go and invest $2,000 to $3,000 in a week of your time, for the amount of people that spend money on school, I think it's very well worth it.
There's so many when you really break it down in terms of how much fun you have when you go there. When they started rolling out Command, it was pretty exciting to hear all the stuff that they were going to do, as well as any chance to hear someone like Ben Kinney kind of speak on stage. Totally exciting, totally awesome. But it was a lot of the fun that came after hours, sitting around, having some drinks, talking about all the fun that we had. There was a lot of fun with karaoke nights and driving scooters through cities in the middle of the night, and just having a lot of fun and kind of getting to know the people that you work with kind of on that personal level, because you're trapped somewhere far away from home with nothing but each other to kind of hang out with. So I think just building those relationships with people in the office kind of solidified some friendships. Is if you get to any of the script practice and role play or the script offs, and you can really listen to really people that are way beyond way beyond me talk, and how to handle objections, and how to create opportunity through words, and how well versed some of these people are that are doing hundreds of thousands of transactions in terms of their presentations. I think that's a golden nugget to take away from it, because you don't really know how talented these people are until you really see when you're on stage in front of 20,000 people and somebody starts script practicing with you on what to say. They know what to say on the spot. So I think that's a golden nugget for all of us to really focus on our script practice and role play.